Hi there, hope you're doing well today and welcome back to Valheim. This is episode 12 and as promised I did some smelting. So I'm going to make some more bronze and upgrade both my bronze axe and pickaxe, then we'll get into the plans for today. It's so satisfying. Anyways, here we are at the forge. Let me upgrade my tools. Actually, what does it take for the armor as well? Oh, only 6 each. I can only do 1. Okay, we'll hold off on the armor for now. Let's just do the tools. There's my axe. And there's my pickaxe. Very nice. Level 3 tools. So now that that's out of the way, here are the plans for today. My main goal is to get better food, and I plan to make 2 structures for this. The first one being a farm so I can start growing carrots here in Firereach, and the other being a place to cook the food and make meads. I want to get both of these done today since I plan on going to the swamps next episode, and I could definitely use something a little more filling than berries and mushrooms. But before I actually get to building anything, I want to put these new upgraded tools to use a bit. So I'm going to start by going and getting more copper in the Black Forest. Then while all that's smelting down, I'll chop some more wood. So at this point, I'm sure you're sick and tired of seeing me mining, so I'll be sure to make this one quick. Well, that does it for copper, which means now it's time for wood. This is all grown in pretty nicely. And chopping is all done. Alright, I told you I'd make that quick. So, after all that, this is all the wood I got. I'm hoping this is enough for the farm. And this is all of the copper that I got. 4 stacks and 11. I've of course been smelting as I've been chopping wood. Store all that wood away. Oh, and I've filled up a resin chest. Guess that means I should probably make another. I'll just throw a junk chest under the stairs for now. Okay, I have a feeling that will also be mostly filled with resin, but that's fine. Anyways, I'm gonna head off to bed, and then in the morning I'll get started on that farm over there. Day 76. The reverse of my favorite day. Okay, so here are my plans for the farmland. I want to use this whole area here as mostly farmable actual land. And any structures, like the farmhouse I'm about to build, will go up along this hill. And I think the best spot for this farmhouse would be right here. So I'm going to flatten the ground out a bit. Get rid of all the rocks in the way. And I think that should be enough room. Now to get started on the actual building, the farmhouse. It's pretty straightforward. It's kind of just 2 3x4s stuck together with a couple little additions here and there on the outside. This place will be mostly decorational in the end, but this little spot over here will be storage for extra seeds and tools. Can't really imagine I'll have a huge reserve of that stuff, so this should do. Anyways, here's all the flooring in. I did extend this land out a bit more because I need some space to put the awning here. It'll probably make more sense once the framing's in. And so here is the framing. This is the little awning area I was talking about here. And here's all the roofing in. This one is a lot more straightforward than my other ones. Obviously, I did no outward overhang on this part. I kind of just have a flat wall here. I did keep the overhangs on these parts though. And for the insides, as I usually do, I did double roof both of these rooms here. This is mostly just to cover up any weird overlaps and intersections on the inside. The only part I did a little bit weird with this roof is that this part here is actually offset by half a tile. I did this just because even with the double roofing, this part was still sticking through on the inside. And here we are on day 77, the completed farmhouse. This one's a lot more simple than a lot of the other houses that I've done. I think that's mostly because I imagine the person who runs this whole farm favors functionality over aesthetics. I haven't done anything with the interior yet, and that is mostly because I'm pretty much out of wood. I already grabbed a couple stacks from the lumber mill as well as my house, so I guess I got some more chopping to do. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend a couple days just farming tons of wood in here, and then when I'm done, I will actually finish making the farm, put out some plots, and get to planting. But first, this tree grew, so I'm going to chop this down and hope it doesn't crush anything. That was perfect. And now we got a nice little chopping block here. That's such a cool little detail. By the way, I know that there's an actual, like, chopping block building piece, but this doesn't cost me anything, so... Anyways, let's get to it. This is gonna take me a little while. I'll be back. Okay, so once again, chopping has been done, and I definitely have enough wood now. I also just realized I didn't finish this place. I forgot to put in the storage shed, so I'm gonna do that. And so here is the storage shed. I raised the ground around this area a good bit, then just tried to level it out with this. It looks pretty good. While I was regrassing this whole area, I decided to do the backside of the house as well. And as I said, this place is going to be used for extra seeds and tools, so I didn't really put too much storage in here because I can't imagine how I'll have such an excess of seeds. Okay, so now I can get to building a carrot plot, and I think I want to put it right here. So I'm just going to flatten out the ground a good bit. Build a little path connecting this to the house. Of course, build a fence around it. Don't want any little critters biting my carrots. That'll do for the fence. Now I just need a gate to actually stop the critters. And I'm going to do something different from what I've done before. I'm going to use the poles to make something. There we go. It's very simple, but it does look nice. Now I just need actual gates here. And if I'm correct, I think if I snap this properly, yeah, you can make a nice low gate. Costs a lot, but my carrots will be protected. Actually, I should probably put some carrots in here and do a little cultivating. Okay, now that we're all nice and cultivated, I can actually get to planting carrots. And 30. I'm sure I could place these a little closer together, but I'm scared, so I'm not going to. Alrighty, now that we got this little farm set up, the last thing I really need to do here is just an interior for this farmhouse. But before I get to that, I took a couple days off to do a little thinking on how I want to do a food area, and I have an awesome idea that I am super excited to get to, so I'm gonna just start building that. But here's the thing, this place is pretty big, and this will definitely not be enough wood to cover it, and as you can probably tell by the fact that there's no shade, my tree farm still needs to grow. So here's the plan for right now. Really, it's gotta rain. So here's the plan. While I wait for all of those trees to grow, I'm gonna go spend another day or two over in the Black Forest getting more copper. I just would really like to have a nice big stockpile of the stuff so I don't have to keep on going and getting more. I would like to do the same with wood, but I kind of keep on using the stuff to build new structures around here. But of course, that's a problem for future me to deal with. Current me's got some mining to do, so I'm gonna do some mining, I guess. Oh my god. Let me out. Thank you. Jeebus. That should do it for copper. But with all the copper I have now, I could probably use some more tin as well. Alrighty, back here at the forge, I did tons of mining, as you can see. And this whole forest should be grown. Yeah, that's much better. So I'm going to start smelting all this metal down, and while these guys are doing their thing, I'll be up there chopping wood. Oh, but before that, I guess I got some seeds to harvest too. Alright, so I actually ended up getting 91 seeds, and I realized I guess it doesn't really matter if I plant in bunches of 30 anymore, because it's just going to give me extras, so maybe I just won't do that. Anyways, time to plant back some actual carrots, get some food going. And there we go. So, I did decide to just scrap the whole working in bunches of 30 idea and just placed as many as I could. That ended up being 40. Now I'm gonna head off to bed, and in the morning I will go chop a bunch of trees. I don't know why I said that like a caveman, but I go chop a bunch of trees. Day 85. Oh, by the way, this is all the extra stuff I foraged while I was out. Pretty good haul. Of course, it's got to be storming, but I'm just gonna work right through it. Ow. So, once again, shopping has been done, and this is what I got from all of it. This, combined with what I have stored here and at my house, should almost certainly be enough for what I plan to build. Also, I just realized I'm a bit of a fool. I made a junk chest under the stairs at my house for extra resin, but I could just store it here. So I'm going to throw all of my extra resin in here. And I also have a ton of extra beech seeds, so I'm going to put those in here as well. And of course, I did forget to grassen up the area around this place when I built it, so I did that too. I haven't really grassened around the back of my house yet. That's mostly just because I plan to do stuff with this whole area pretty soon, and it just feels like it would maybe be a little redundant. Anyways, with all of that out of the way, I can finally get to building this food structure. I filled this cart up with wood. I'm hoping this is enough. I think it should be, but if I do need more, I do still have some stored away. So when I was thinking of structures for doing the food and the meads, I was kind of originally thinking of two separate buildings. I was thinking maybe the food could be like a great hall and the mead could actually have its own separate kind of meadery. But I landed on doing something that I've done in the past, and that is making an inn. I really like the idea of an inn because it can do food and mead in one structure, but also because it feels very communal. It kind of adds a little bit of life to this whole area, despite there not really being any other people here, of course. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build an inn, and I think I'm going to put it right on this hill. The thing is, this place's floor plan is a 6x9, so it's pretty big. It might be a little bit tricky to fit on a hill, but I'm going to do it anyway. Now, I didn't do a sketch for this place because there's 2 stories and there was kind of a lot of overlapping going on there. So what I'm going to do is just build up the entire main structure of it all. Then once I get to the interior decoration a little later on, I will start explaining where everything goes. Now, where exactly? I think I want it at pretty much this level exactly. So I'm going to start flattening from here. All right, let's get to it. Hey, it's voiceover me real quick. Since I was working on a hill, flattening obviously doesn't really work. So I kind of had to mine out a bunch, which then results in a lot more flattening and checking to see if it's all level. That looks pretty good, so flatten some more, and mine some more, and flatten some more. This cycle kind of just continues forever. So there's the ground floor down, and you can really see exactly how massive this place is. But since I wanted to put a kitchen and a meadery in the same structure, it kind of needs to be. So what I'm going to do now is put in all of the framing in for the bottom floor, put in all of the walls, then I'll move on to the second story. This build order is way out of whack, but again, I feel like it kind of needs to be. Here it is with all of the basic framing in place, and it already looks so super cool. I can already kind of see how this is going to turn out, and I really like it. I did add this little bit sticking out here. I think that'll make a big difference once the building is complete. It should stop it from looking like just a big box. There are all the external walls in place. I didn't do the interior ones yet because I want to put in the ceiling and see where support is needed. And there's the second story put in. I did change this area a little bit. I extended it out by half a tile. I think that'll just make the upstairs part of this make a lot more sense later. For this wall here, I just used 2 full wooden walls because I don't like the look of this. I'm going to very quickly just get rid of a lot of this framing here because it is sticking through the floor. Now that looks much better up here. I also put in the stairs. This is where they will be. Now I can get to work on the second story. Here is most of the second story framing in. Next I want to frame the roof shape, which is actually something I hadn't really thought about too much. You know what, I'm going to take just a little break to think about how I want to do the roof for this place, and in the meantime, I'm going to pluck some carrots. Because I believe these are done? Yeah, look at them. And that gave me 43 carrots. That is very nice. I'm just going to plant the rest of these in the ground now. I should be able to fit 51 in here. And 51. Okay, so I've done my thinking, and I have an idea for the shape of the roof for this part in particular. So I'm going to start there, and then we'll see where to go with this part of the roof after. This part's going to be pretty straightforward. It's just going to be a 45 pitch like that, and that will pretty much just keep its shape all the way across here. Now I've got the shape of this part of the roof all figured out, and I can't really continue with the framing across because the structure is a little too weak right now. The walls need to be put in. But before I put the walls in, I want to figure out the shape of this side of the roof, and I think it's going to be pretty similar to this, except it'll start off shallow, then go steeper into the point. And this is the shape that I landed on. I really like how gradual this kind of point looks. The way I did this was just the first shallow angle flat, then tilted it out a little bit, then turned it into a 45. So now that the roof shape has been figured out, I need to put in all of the walls to add enough support to actually build the roof. But here's a quick wood check. This is all the wood I have left from what was once a completely full cart. So I of course went and chopped some more wood for like the 5th time today. I ended up getting 15 stacks, which will definitely be enough to finish this place. It's raining, so I'm going to make this quick. Here are all of the walls in. Well, most of the walls, I actually forgot this part. Now time for the roof.
Many frame building attempts later.
Oof. Okay, I finally finished the roof here. This took me days. Like, Valheim days, not real life days. That would be insane. And of course, the reason it took me so long is because this place is big and tall. So I've got very, very little support going on up here, as you can see by all the red. But here's what I got going on the inside. I did the best I could while still making it look nice. I really do like the way this area looks right now. Here is the main upstairs area. This also looks super cool. With the roof now completed, that means the exterior is fully finished. Which means all that's left is the interior. Same with the farmhouse over there. I, however, will not be doing any of that today because honestly, I'm just a little bit tired of building right now. The thing is, it just takes forever. To give you an idea, I started this video out on day like 72 or something. It's now day 96, so yeah. And you want to know the funniest part about these two structures that I built? I built them to start making food and meads, but since I'm not doing any of the interiors, I'm actually just gonna put the mead kettle and fermenter in my house. Just for now, of course. So, you know, I could have just done that from the start and gone to the swamps today, but I was going to build both of these structures anyway, so I'm happy I did them. So let's end this episode off with some actual progression. First thing I want to do is place in the mead kettle. I've never used this thing before. Does this thing need a fire? Yes, it does. Ooh, look at all the meads. I'm getting all smoked out here. There's too many fires. Ugh. You know what? Very quickly, I'm just going to change this back area. Hold on. There, that should definitely let out some more smoke. Okay, so let's check out these meads. Got minor healing, poison resistance, minor stamina, and tasty. Of course, to actually brew these meads, I need a fermenter, and I went and put one down right there. This is really the only spot I could actually put it. And another thing I just realized is because, of course, they are meads, they need honey. I've got 5 of the stuff. So very temporarily, I'm just going to place down all 5 of my bees in my little backyard area since I kind of actually plan to use them back here eventually anyway. Bee. Wait, are you happy back here? Yeah. Bee. B and B. Okay. They're all good? Alright, you can leave. Now we've got honey producing for meads. I should have actually thought about this sooner. I forgot that meads take honey. I don't know how I forgot that. That's just mead. But at least I got it all set up now. So, we've got the mead kettle, the fermenter, and some honey going on somewhere back there. Can't really see through the smoke. Before I end today's episode, I want to upgrade all of my armor and weapons. Earlier I said I wanted to build my reserves of metal, and build them I did. This is all the copper I have, and this is all of the tin. Let's see, how much bronze do I want to make? Let's start with a stack and see how much I can upgrade with that. Ooh, what a beautiful sound. So let's see what I can do with a stack of bronze. I know I will at least be able to upgrade all 5 of these things at least once more. So I'll start with all the armor. Then I'll do the buckler. And the sword. And I want to upgrade my sword and buckler again, so I'm going to need 18 bronze. Let me go get that quick. That is seriously so satisfying. I love that. And buckler. There we go. And sword. There we go. Now I am mighty. So I think I should finally be ready to venture into the swamps. I got full level 3 armor now, level 3 sword, level 3 shield, and a level 2 bow. Actually, can I upgrade that bow some more? I totally can. I'm going to do that. I am now fully prepped to do some swamping. And that's exactly what we will be doing next episode. I want to spend just the entire time exploring the swamps, hopefully getting a bunch of iron, and doing whatever else you do in a swamp, I guess. But until then, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.